Assalamu alaikum. Brother Wahaj, my name is Ghulam Subhan Panjatan. I'm living in this country for about 25, 26 years. And in those times, I have seen how Islam is rising in this United States. When I came here, New York City, like you said, I lived in Brooklyn also, Flatbush and Church Avenue. I never thought I'll see a masjid or I would be able to pray in this country. But by the mercy and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I got the opportunity when I came to Florida to get involved in a mosque. So this is just a little background. My question to you is that how we practice the 5 pillars of Islam in America. Especially, well, I was not born here, so it was not that difficult for me. It still is difficult. I'm talking about my next generation. How can we make it easy for them and make sure that they'll do the things right and it will not be as difficult as it was for me? Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Brothers, and thank you for your question. You know, brothers and sisters, Islam is growing dramatically in this country, and I think that it's growing despite us. If Islam is growing as fast as it is, if you speak to some of the elders who've been here years ago when there were just a few masjids, in New York City, you know there's over 100 mosques now, and 17 full-time Muslim schools, and all over the country, an increase. But it's not as a result, in my estimation, of us doing organized da'wah work. Many people, they just come, they hear something about Islam, they may have read Malcolm X's autobiography or ran into some Muslims in their classrooms and things like that, but we're not doing it organized enough. One of the things that we can do, my dear brother, is continue to build more Islamic institutions. And while it's good to build more masjids, certainly there's an increase in building more Muslim schools, but also in my estimation, we need things like Islamic recreational centers for our youth. Many of our youths are getting engaged in recreation. Why not have recreation for ourselves? Our masjid, alhamdulillah, is planning to tear down our masjid and build up 4 stories. And one of the things that we will have is a gymnasium for our youth, in addition to the library and all the other things that we have. So Islamic institutions. Also, brothers and sisters, one of the ways that keeps our deen intact is giving da'wah. In our masjid, alhamdulillah, I'm proud to say that last summer, we gave out over 200,000 pamphlets about Islam. And we did it by going door to door, knocking on doors. And as a result of that, in the back of the pamphlets, it had the address of the masjid, the phone number of the masjid. Some people called us, some people wrote us. And people took shahada as a result of us going to the doors. We also found out that when we knocked on doors, we knocked on the doors of some Muslims who hadn't come out in years, haven't been practicing in years. The more visible we become, the more active we become, then we not only invite people to Islam, but we help ourselves keep our religion going. I always warn brothers and sisters, be careful. If your neighbor's house is on fire and you do nothing to put it out, sooner or later that fire will be in your house. And the reality is, in America, things are happening, drugs, sexual promiscuity, AIDS, and other sexually transmitted diseases, and all the other problems that are happening in the community, the outer community, if you notice, are beginning to seep in to the Muslim communities. If we don't work to stop it there, soon it will be here, trust me. And our children, a'udhu billah, become affected. So we have to build Islamic institutions. And one of the things that we have to begin to emphasize, and I hope that this conference will do it, that when you leave this conference, you will have a sense of da'wah. You have to, and believe me, most people will give you an excuse not to give da'wah. And I'm expecting to hear it. We were at a training program in Winnipeg, Canada, and I tried to emphasize da'wah. And they gave me a million reasons, very sophisticated reasons, why we can't give da'wah. And you will try to do it while you're here. I'm not going to let you. So inshallah, I hope that one of the things from this conference, you Muslims as individuals, I'm talking to each one of you, every one of you, brothers and sisters, to get this, that my responsibility to come here is not just to get a good job, not just to get a profession, not just to make money. Yes, do that. Get a good job, a profession, education, get all of that. But in the back of your mind, it must be to deliver the mission. And we got to spread this message to the American people. That's our job. And I emphasize it again. Every Muslim in America, now some of you are going to throw stones at me. Some of you are going to throw tomatoes at me. Some of you are going to say, Imam Siraj, too much. I'm saying every Muslim in America has to learn how to speak English. I'm going to say it again. You got to, hey, if I went to Pakistan to live, I'm going to learn how to speak Urdu. Wherever I go, I'm going to learn to speak the language. And if your mission is to bring the people, how are you going to bring them? Fundamental, you got to speak the language, lisani qawmi. You got to speak the language of the people. You must. If you want, we help train. We go all over, serious. We go all over America and help train dawah seminars to help people to get into the mood and the spirit and the work of dawah, inshallah. Yes, brother.